Good morning, 9th standard students. We are again with the second part of history and political science for the 9th standard. We had taken the lesson called economic development, fourth lesson in history, and we had finished we had started the 5 year plans, and in that we have finished up to fourth 5 year plan. Now remaining 5 year plans we shall go through in the second part. Now, in the fifth 5 year plan, that is 1974 to 1979, this plan was designed with the goal of making India economically self sufficient, okay, by elevating poverty. What was the main thing? To elevate poverty and make it self sufficient. The objectives of the fifth plan were as follows: increase the national income, okay, make large scale employment available, supply education, nutritious food and drinking water, to make facilities of medical treatment available in rural areas, to supply electricity and means of communication, implement social welfare schemes on a wide scale, bring about the development of agriculture, increase the basic industries, purchase food grains and other life sustaining goods by monopoly, purchase and make them available to the poor at reasonable prices through a public distribution system. What was there? By using a public distribution system, that is called ration. No, during the fifth plan it was not possible to achieve the goals of removal of poverty and increase in employment, which was not possible. What was not possible? To remove poverty and increase in employment, which was the uh, one of the objective of the 5 year plan or fifth 5 year plan, but that was not possible. In the 1977 general elections, the Congress party was defeated. The Janata Party came to power. The new government ended the fifth plan towards the end of March 1978 and started the rolling plan from April 1978, but it failed. Rolling plan, not the 5 year plan. 5 year plan, because of the Congress party was defeated, Janata Party came to power, and then it stopped that 5 year plan and started the rolling plan. Okay, but it failed. In 1980, general elections were held for Lok Sabha. The Congress party came to power. The Congress government closed the system of the rolling plan and again started planning like before, 5 year plan. Okay, rolling plan means every year, one year, but then they stopped it and started for 5 years. Then the sixth 5 year plan, 1980 to 1985. This plan also stressed upon elevation of poverty and employment generation. This plan had the following objectives: significantly increase the growth rate in the economy, reduce the rate of poverty and unemployment, shape and implement a population policy so that people adopted the small family norm voluntarily and thus keep the population under control. The following programs were implemented in the sixth 5 year plan: Integrated Rural Development Program, that is IRDP, Rural Landless Employment Guarantee Program, that is RLEGP, National Rural Employment Program, that is NREP, and Salim Steel Plant. Okay, these are the different what you call programs implemented. Then comes the seventh 5 year plan, that is from 1985 to 1990. This plan laid stress on food, employment, and productivity. What? Food, employment, and productivity. The objectives of the plan included development, modernization, self reliance, that is Atmanirbhar, social justice, improving the techniques of production to achieve an yearly increase in national income of 5% and increase food grain production. The following programs were started in this plan. What are the programs? We shall see. Jawahar Rozgar Yojana, India Awas Yojana, scheme of 10 lakh wells. The seventh plan proved to be important from the point of view of employment generation. Okay. Then comes the eighth 5 year plan, that is 1992 to 1997. This plan gave a lot of scope to the private sector. The plan had the following features: to maintain the rate of growth in national income at 6.5%, to control the growth of population, to encourage the program of family planning, to remove illiteracy by expansion of primary education. Okay, these are the things which they had planned during that time. Now, what are the following programs were started during this plan? Pradhan Mantri Rozgar Yojana, महिला समृद्धि योजना, राष्ट्रीय सामाजिक आर्थिक सहाय्य योजना, midday meal scheme started from the time, Indra Mahila scheme, Ganga Kalyan scheme. During the eighth plan, the importance of the private sector grew. This plan is a reflection of the liberalization and free market policy adopted in 1991. Free market policy. Then the ninth 5-year plan, that is 1997 to 2002. This plan focused on agriculture and rural development. The objectives of this plan were to increase the rate of growth of the economy, create healthy competition in the infrastructure sector, give a new direction to industrial policy for ensuring foreign investment. And what was that? The following schemes were started during this plan: Swarna Jayanti Sahari Rozgar Yojana, Bhagyashri Child Welfare Policy, Rajeshwari Mahila Kalyan Yojana, Swarna Jayanti Gram Swarozgar Yojana, Jawhar Gram Samruddhi Yojana, Antyodhya Anna Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, etc. In this plan, the progress of communication system and service sector was achieved as per the expectation. There was a growth in the fields of construction and communication. The next point is about nationalization of banks. 14 banks were nationalized. During the tenure of Prime Ministers Pandit Nehru and Lal Bahadur Shastri, banking was a monopoly of the private sector. These banks represented different industrial groups. The directors of these banks were working towards developing industrial sector and increasing its profits. In order to stop this, the government nationalized the Imperial Bank in 1955 and it got converted into State Bank of India. This bank opened several branches all over the country in a short while and played a major role in development. Now, background of nationalization. Why these private banks were nationalized? Let us see. India had adopted a mixed economy after independence. Nationalization of banks was essential to cover the deficits if they occurred while implementing different schemes. Also, the profits of these banks would come into the government treasury once they were nationalized. Along with this, the policy of developing small industries and pharmaceutical industries had to be implemented. Lal Bahadur Shastri undertook the experiment of the Green Revolution in order to overcome food shortages and drought. During the tenure of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, Congress Forum for Socialist Action, a group in the Congress party inspired by socialist ideas, made a demand for nationalization of commercial banks. Even the Communist Party supported this demand. Then there was something called 20-point program. What is the 20-point program? Prime Minister Indira Gandhi announced the 20-point program on 1st July 1975 and resolved to make efforts towards rapidly becoming a developed nation. The main provisions of the 20-point program are as follows. First, land ceiling for cities and agricultural land, equal division of wealth, minimum wages for workers, increase in water conservation schemes. Second, workers' participation in industry, national training scheme, freeing bonded labor. Third, prevention of tax evasion, economic crimes and smuggling. Fourth, regulation of prices of basic necessities, improvements in the public distribution system. Fifth, improvement in the textile industry by developing handloom sector, waiving loans for weaker sections, housing communication facilities, making educational equipment available to schools. Issues of workers. The first textile mill was started in Mumbai on 11th July 1851 by Kawasji Dawar. Eventually, mills started in Dadar, Parad, Bhaikala, Shivdi, Prabhadevi and Worli. This part came to be known as Girgaon or Town of Mills. In the 1980, the increasing unrest among workers was due to the economic condition in other sectors. In some industries, the wages of the workers were increasing. They were also getting more amounts as bonus. They were getting more facilities than the textile mill workers. In the Diwali of 1981, the workers expected to get a bonus of 20%. The Rashtriya Mill Mazdoor Sangh, which was negotiating with the employers, agreed upon 8 to 17% bonus without taking the workers into confidence. The cut in the bonus proved to be the cause of unrest. Some workers went to Dr. Datta Samant. They asked him to accept their leadership. Workers of 65 mills came together and Dr. Datta Samant led the strike. On 18 January 1982, 2.5 lakh workers went on a strike. Girgaon mill stopped running, making it seem like Mumbai's heart stopped throbbing. The Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Barrister A.R. Antulay, set up a commission to solve this issue. Later, Dadasaheb Bhosle became the Chief Minister of Maharashtra state. He insisted that as per law, he would talk only with the Rashtriya Mill Mazdoor Sangha. Dr. Datta Samant demanded that the law be revoked. In the beginning, the striking workers received help from their native villages. It was also not very difficult for them to help each other. They set up departmental committees and distributed food grains, assistance in the form of funds, etc. The left parties had supported the strike. As the strike dragged on, efforts were made to split the striking workers' ranks. Even as the strike completed 6 months, the central government completely ignored it. The workers started a jail baro agitation. In September 1982, 1.5 lakh workers took a march on the Legislative Assembly of Maharashtra state. It didn't help at all. The strike completed a year. This was the first strike to have gone on for a year. In this period, about 1.5 lakh workers became unemployed. As polyester had come into greater demand than cotton cloth, the sale of mill cloth had already got affected. The mills moved from Mumbai to Surat in Gujarat. The central government nationalized 13 textile mills. Appointment of arbitrators did not help to resolve the issue. The next point, the new economic policy, we shall learn in the next class. Thank you.